Pursuing his dream.
Having a great time down there, enjoying it. But yeah, it was definitely one of those. I'm focused on the newscast, and then I get that call, and I knew that he was fine, when he called me. But then when he hung up, I was wanting to know a little bit more about what happened, and finally heard about, wow, yeah, it was definitely a scary time. But he's learned a lot since then, and and he's following his dream of flying, which he's done ever since he's been a little kid.
That's wonderful. I know how proud you are of him, and should be.
Extremely proud, indeed. Yeah, we're going to talk about some great weather. I mean, obviously flying, got to have some great weather out there. It looks like the weather's going to go downhill a little bit in terms of increasing showers and thunderstorms as we move through the late evening and overnight hours as another cold front headed to eastern Oklahoma. This one's a pretty strong cold front, and you'll notice a difference later on this evening and especially overnight and into the day tomorrow. But we're not tracking any rainfall out there right now. As we move through the afternoon, a couple of isolated showers will be possible in parts of southeast Oklahoma, but then our focus will turn to the north with that cold front that'll move into southeast Kansas during the mid to late afternoon hours, and then late afternoon into the early evening into parts of northern Oklahoma. It'll continue sliding off to the south and east through the overnight. Now, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather as we move through the evening hours, mainly southeast Kansas and parts of northeast Oklahoma, where we could see some gusty winds and some of the stronger storms, but it looks like the chance for severe weather not terribly high. One or two could briefly be severe, but looks like most of the storms that we would see should stay just below severe limits. What about rainfall? Well, it doesn't look like rain's going to be a tremendous as we move through the next 24 hours, although near some of those thunderstorms, some of the stronger storms, we could pick up some locally heavier amounts, but you notice most areas picking up about 1/4 of an inch or less of rainfall as that cold front quickly moves on across the area through the evening and overnight. Where is it located now? Well, across central areas of Kansas, already seeing some showers and isolated storms in advance of it. In central and northern Kansas, stronger thunderstorm activity in areas of Iowa and southern sections of Minnesota, and that'll push off to the east for us as this cold front continues moving to the south and east. We will see some additional showers and thunderstorms developing along that front as we move into the evening and overnight. Here's a look at current temperatures. In advance of it, it is warm, generally 70s and 80s. 80 degrees right now in St. Louis, 77 in Kansas City, also in Wichita. Behind that front, Dodge City at 67 degrees. And you notice that front, pretty easy to tell from northwest to Wichita, now right around the Amarillo area. That'll continue working its way to the south, and we're definitely going to feel the effects of it later on tonight. But in advance of it, it is warm out there, upper 70s and lower 80s, already up to 84 degrees in Muskogee, 85 in Okmulgee, also in Bristow, 83 up in Bartlesville, 80 degrees in Coffeyville here during the early afternoon. Great shot of Air Comfort Solutions downtown camera looking off to the south, the Arkansas River looking good with some water in it. We are seeing 82 degrees, and you notice that dew point at 70, so not only is it warm, it's also quite muggy out there as well in advance of that front, and it's all thanks to those south winds currently at 15 miles per hour. Here's what we expect, though, as we move through the afternoon, an isolated shower or two in southeast Oklahoma. Otherwise, here comes the front by 5 o'clock. Looks like it'll be up around the Bartlesville area. Chance of showers and a few thunderstorms along and just behind the front up in southeast Kansas. You notice the winds picking up out of the north behind that front. It'll slide through the Tulsa area, say about 7, 8 o'clock this evening. You'll know it. The winds will definitely shift around, and we'll have a chance for showers and some thunderstorms along and just behind that front. And then as we move through the rest of the evening and overnight hours, that front will continue diving into far southeast Oklahoma. So in advance of the front, mid to upper 80s today. Very, very warm this afternoon. 88 in Tulsa. You notice a little cooler to the north as some clouds and that cold front will move in a little bit earlier in the day. To the south, generally in the mid to upper 80s. And then for tonight, behind the front with a breezy north and northeast wind, we're dropping into the 50s by morning, all the way down to 52 in Bartlesville and Coffeyville, 55 tomorrow morning here in Tulsa. And with that wind, it will feel cooler, so probably going to need a jacket tomorrow morning on your way out the door. We'll see 68 tomorrow with clouds. Now, we will see a 30% chance of showers and storms during the evening hours. It'll bump up a little bit mid to late evening into the early overnight to 40%. Then we'll see it drop off and mainly just see clouds on our Wednesday high of only 68 degrees and a northeast wind tomorrow of 10 to 15. So it will be a cool day on our Wednesday, but setting a stage for a perfect start to the Tulsa State Fair, Scott. On Thursday, cool in the morning, low of 50 degrees, which means most areas in the 40s, but afternoon, picture perfect with highs in the mid to upper 70s.
Looks great. Thanks,
Sure
Jeff.
does.
Feels like fall, and it might be hard to believe.